Thank you, Chair, and thank you, gentlemen, for coming today. I want to follow on from Barry Shearman, and I know, Mr Gove, I've asked you earlier meetings for assurances that the transition period would not be extended due to the coronavirus. Are there any circumstances at all where there could be an extension beyond the 1st of January? Say we were getting near to a deal but not quite over the line. Are there any circumstances?
No.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. That's quite very encouraging. So, as we approach the end date, as we get near to the end date, I'm getting contacted by quite a large number of people. Mainly, I have to say that those that oppose Brexit, via email, on social media, asking me what the benefits of leaving the EU are. Mr Gove, could you outline the benefits in details to those that have been in contact and to the majority of my constituents in Dewsbury who voted leave? What are the benefits of leaving the EU?
Well, I think we've only got 10 minutes left in this session, I'm not sure that I can list them all. But the first would be that we would take back control of our borders. We can have a points-based system for migration, which means that we can have the brightest and the best. We can have a bias, for example, towards those scientists who can play such a big role in improving our response to pandemics and meeting the challenges of the future, while at the same time making sure that we have confidence in our migration system because we control our borders. It will be the case that we'll be able to make our own laws and regulations at a time when many have reflected on the fact that the EU's approach towards innovation has often been driven by economic protectionism rather than embrace of science, and setting our own regulatory framework in those areas will mean that the fourth industrial revolution and the new opportunities it brings can be better exploited here in the UK. We'll be in control of our own trade policy, and that means not just the opportunity for freer trade with other nations across the globe and a chance to, as the Trust has done, conclude better arrangements with Japan than those that we had inside the EU applying to other countries, but we can also play our part in the CPTPP and other international fora. It is the case already that we can take an approach on sanctions and human rights, which is more progressive than the EU has taken. The recent actions by Dominic Raab's Foreign Secretary by introducing sanctions against Russia and Belarus in tandem with Canada and others have shown that we can be a progressive figure on the world stage outside the European Union. It's also the case that we can take back control of our fishing waters, our exclusive economic zone. That means not just that coastal communities can get more jobs, it also means that we can manage our marine environment in a more sensitive way. We can replace the wasteful, inefficient and anti-environmental regime of the Common Agricultural Policy by making sure that our farmers are in a stronger position not just to export, but to make sure that our soil restores its carbon content and that we are investing in environmental benefits. It is also the case that we will be able to have a more accountable political system. One of the main concerns I think that many people had during our time in the European Union is that the European Union had 5 presidents, none of whom anyone in the UK had directly voted for. Now we have direct parliamentary accountability. The greatest symbol of democracy is not the ballot box, it's the removal ban. And when you vote to remove a Prime Minister, you know outside the European Union that means that policy can change. One of the problems that we had inside the European Union is that on many issues that were dear to the hearts of voters in Dewsbury and beyond, we weren't able to alter course. And that means, again, that our politics should become healthier. In the past, there was a hiding place for politicians who would say, well, I'd like to change the rules there, but I'm afraid I can't because of the EU. I think that undermines confidence in democracy and in elected politicians, and it will be another advantage that comes about as a result of being outside the European Union. I think it's also the case that outside the EU, as Lord Frost has pointed out, we can have a state aid or subsidy regime which is responsive, which is in keeping with our broad free market principles, but also enables us to make the change that we want to make to support our agenda of what's been called levelling up. On top of that, we can establish new free ports. Free ports are opportunities not just to change the economic geography of the United Kingdom, but also to stimulate investment in a way which will drive the level of innovation that our other changes will bring. And I'll stop just there.
Thank you, Mr Gove, for a very comprehensive response to that question. Can I turn...
And of course, we'll also get back the money that we give to the European Union. I should have mentioned that. We give more than £20 billion to the EU every year. We get back less than half that. The EU directs how that money is spent. We could now spend that money on our own priorities like the NHS, as well as the UK Shared Prosperity Fund.
Okay, thank you very much.